Hi, welcome friends. I'm glad you stopped by today to visit, and I'm definitely going to make it worth your while because I've got a really cute, different, I think, card to show you. I've never seen one like this before until recently. So this is a fun fold. It does lay flat to fit in a regular size envelope, and it also is a fun fold, so it stands up. It's called Bandstand, and I'm going to show you how to make it today. So let's get started. First, I used the Delightful Wishes bundle and the dies that come with that. Slip this up there. Are lots. I can't wait to use this one. I've seen this one used by another demonstrator on some cards. It's one of my really cute, like sort of little texture cutout. And then obviously you have the two-tone flowers, so you can cut out the base and the top piece to go with it to make it look two-toned. And then you have your sentiment, which I'm loving. And the branch, and I didn't use the branch in my card. Actually, all I've used in the card is the sentiment, because then I also used some designer series paper. Get this out of the way. I think this is called Floral Delight. Yes, that's correct. Floral Delight. So it has beautiful yellows, and yellow being my absolutely favorite color. I was taken with this right away. So I'll just kind of give you a little preview. I know when I'm looking at videos, I don't really like to get the previews, but hey, you know, I guess that's what demonstrators are here for, right? So I have to show you the goodies. And so there's some of the patterns, and then I think my favorite, actually, I love this one. Isn't that pretty? Love that one. And then there's also this one, which I like that one as well. And then I think, let's see, then the backs. Okay, so let me show you the backs on these because it's a little easier to maneuver. So there, oh, so that's the back. Oh no, that's a different back. Yeah, it's a different pattern. And then there is, oh, no it isn't. Okay, so that is the back. Sorry. And then the back to this one is the same as, oh, no it isn't. Goodness gracious. Please forgive me. Okay, so that one. Oh yeah, there's another one just like this that is in green. Oh, this one's pretty as well. It's hard to see on the camera, but just very delicate pattern. And then there is this one as well, which I really like. I've already got an idea on what I want to do with that one. And then there's one more. Where is that one? There's one more that just has, oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm confused. I thought there was one that just had green on the back, but, oh, there it is. I'm not confused. Well, I am confused. I stay confused, but there is green on the back of one of those. So, yeah, Floral Delight, 12 by 12, double-sided, fun to play with. So let me just show you how to make this card. Just sit this over. So, I wonder, do you want to go through the supplies first or as I go? We'll go as I go. So the first thing you're going to need a piece of thick white that measures 5.5 by 4 1/8. So make sure you get that smaller cut. It's at 4 1/8, which normally they are at 4 1/4. So just wanted to point that out. And then you're going to score at, I'm not really in my camera. Let's see if we can do it this way. Here we go. Okay, so at, what did I say, 3/4, using my gray tool, that's my scoring tool, And then the other cut is 3 3/8. So I'm looking for my 1/4 inch, 3 1/4, and then I'm going 2 digits past it, which would be 3 3/8. And again, my gray score tool. Okay, now what you want to do when you're getting ready to create this card, which I did it a little bit on this card and then not on the other half. You can't really see it. This was my first card, but we'll try to flatten it out so you can see it. So you can kind of see this pattern over here kind of goes together. And this one is not super patterned paper, so it might not matter so much, but on this side it doesn't go together. And that's the reason for that is because usually when I'm cutting designer paper, I just cut it at the measurements I need. But with this one, the better way to do this is start with a piece of designer series paper that measures 5 1/4 by 3 3/8. But when you get ready to cut it, even though you're going to need 2 pieces that are 1/2 inch, I don't recommend cutting both of them at the same time. What I do recommend, however, is to cut them in the direction that they're going to be laying on the card. So for instance, I'm going to line that up with my 1/2 inch mark and cut. Then I'm going to slide this over. I'm going to keep these in order. Slide this over to 2 3/8. Again, I'm looking for my 1/4, and then I'm going 2 digits past that, 2 3/8, and cut. And then I have a 1/2 inch left. So you can see how that design is going to flow through that back of that card. Whereas if I had cut, say, both of the 1/2 inch pieces first, it would have more looked something like that. Okay, so I think I can, actually I'm going to go ahead and do some of the other pieces that require measurements while I have my my paper cutter out. I'm going to do the scores marks on the 2 bands. So you're going to need 2 of these pop-up bands, and what I refer to when I say pop-up bands is this top piece and bottom piece on the card. Pop-up bands, because they pop up, right? Okay, so they measure 5 3/4 by 1 1/4. 5 3/4 by 1 1/4. And then they're going to be scored at 3/4. Now you can score also on this side if you want to do your 3/4, which I always find a little easier. So I'm going to do that. 3/4 inch, then turn it around. But if you wanted to do it here, here's your 3/4 inch. And then your next score is 2 inches. Again, you're wanting to use your gray piece, which mine is not sitting straight down in my track. There we go. So 3/4, 2 inch, 3 3/4 inch, and lastly 5 inch. Okay, we're going to do both of these. I'm going to pop this one through as well. I'm going to do 3/4 inch. Here we go. 3/4 inch. Turn it at 2. At 3 3/4. And at 5. Okay. Then I'm pretty sure for now anyway I can put the cutting tool aside. Alright, and so on these bands you definitely want to do some burnishing. So we just take these and just burnish each of those score marks. Alright, and then the other one, I think folding them first and then burnishing them makes it a little easier. Okay. So, hoping you're having a better weather day where you are than we are here. It's rainy and cold. My two unfavorite types of weather. Okay, I got a little something on here. Okay. All right, and then, okay, I think we're at a point where we can actually start. So, put these out like that so I don't forget. So with this one, again, you want to, these are actually going to get folded towards you on both sides and burnished. And you probably could add your paper first if you wanted to. Probably make it a little easier anyway. But then you're going to just use some glue. I'm going to use the multi-purpose mono liquid glue because I like the fact that I can move it around afterwards. And with some of the littler pieces that we're going to be using today, that's going to definitely be a benefit. Okay, so again, remember that we're putting this down in order. Much more important if you have a really patterned piece. This will kind of get hidden behind the pop-up part of the card, so it's not quite as important with this one, but I still like the idea that it kind of is consistent all the way across. The pattern is consistent all the way across. All right. And that looks about even right there. Okay. All right, and then we're going to set this one aside for the moment. Then we're going to pull these two pieces out. Now these two pieces I have actually already prepared the pieces of designer series paper that I want to glue on. So the easiest way I found to do that is, so if you cut a piece that is like this one, that's 7 inches by 1 inch. And then you'll need two of those, 7 inch by 1 inch. And then you're going to cut them so that you have, and I recommend cutting the larger ones first. So you're going to cut two that measures 1 by 1.5. So you're going to take that strip and just cut off 1.5 and then 1.5. And then you're going to need 4 pieces that are 1 by 1 inch. Okay, and then I'm just going to attach those to the pop-up band. Now this, hopefully I can maybe do this rather quickly, because I know when you're watching this kind of thing on a video, it's like, okay, I know they know how to glue. I don't probably really need to show this, but being I can't say I'm new to videos, but I'm new to some of the features that we have available with videos, and one of them is to kind of like fast forward through the parts that you don't really feel like your customers want to watch, like anything with a heat tool going. It's noisy and you just kind of want to get through it. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like, and then we'll do this one. Again, please bear with me. If I can figure that out, how to do the video where I can sort of speed through this part of it, I definitely will, but being that I'm not sure I can figure that out, I make no promises yet. But bear with me, I'm still learning, or aren't we all really? I think I learn something new every day in life. And you know, another thing I'm noticing here too is if you can line these up to all match, like this pattern's pretty, you know, you're not really going to notice whether I have the squares exactly lined up. But again, if you're using something that's really a distinct pattern, you might want to take that into consideration to make sure that you're cutting these with the pattern in mind. So I said in the beginning, when you've got that 7-inch strip, cut off the two big ones first. But if this was really designed like a flowing design, you would not want to do that. You'd want to cut it off just like it's shown, 1 inch, then 1.5, and then 1. Okay, then I'm going to take some tearing tape, and I'm going to put tearing tape on each of these ends, and I'm actually going to double that. So I'm actually going to put 2. I don't know that that's necessary so much, but I always like to be cautious. I do sell my cards. I definitely don't want anything, you know, to come undone, unglued on that card. So that one's ready, and then this one. So this bundle comes out of our new mini catalog. So our, let's see, what would this be? Winter Spring, I guess, 2025 catalog. Again, the name of the bundle is called Delightful Wishes, and the name of the designer series paper, Floral Delight. There we go. Okay, and then again, take your bone folder and just go over that. It releases the sticky so that it goes, well, I should say it releases the adhesive part here on the front so that we can actually take that off quickly and easily. Okay, and then the next thing, so there's a lot of pieces to this, but it goes together really, really simply. So this is actually going to, did that wrong, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so as usual, I made a mistake. So I'm going to back it up so that hopefully while you guys, if you make it along with me, you won't make that same mistake at the same time. But I'm going to flow with this mistake because, number one, I have learned that when you're crafting, a lot of times when you make a mistake, it's really not a big deal. It can be fixed. This I know can be fixed, so I'm leaving it as it is. But just know that the sticky strip should actually be on the back of these little tabs and not the front. So I will show you how I'm going to fix that without starting over, because who wants to start over, right? So I'm just putting this on the correct side of the, what were these called? Pop-up bands. They actually go on the back, okay? And this one as well. Oops, it's back in place. I should probably put some tape on the back of that so it doesn't wiggle around on me all the time, but it doesn't usually give me too much trouble, so we'll see how it goes. But maybe before I do another video, I'll try tacking that grid sheet down. I love my grid sheet. I mean, I use it a lot, mostly for, well, I use it for measuring as well, but mostly I use it for scrap paper. Okay, so now I think we are more in tune with the project. Again, just push that down with your bone folder and we're good. Okay, so now let me bring this in and show you the correct way that this works. Okay, so if I were to have left it on the front, which I'm just going to show you, I'm going to cover that up, then you would see it there, right? And also it wouldn't attach to the card. So that was definitely not going to work. But with it on the back where it belongs, let me just get that little piece of extra glue off of there real quick while it's easy to get to. Okay. So the way this is going to go on is you're going to take the tearing tape off the back and you're going to attach it to the sides there and there. Okay, so I'm just going to use my scissors to peel those apart. Now, I've heard rumor, whether this is true or not, really not sure, but I've heard rumor that a lot of times when customers are watching videos, they kind of like it when the demonstrators make mistakes because they realize they're not perfect. And I am definitely here to tell you I am not perfect. Make mistakes quite frequently. Prefer not to make them when I'm on video, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so then I'm just going to take these two pieces. I'm going to line them up so that it butts all the way up to the top there. And then on this side as well. Oh, I almost did that wrong. Oh, goodness. Then this side goes here, butt up to the top, butt up to the edge here, and then press down. Okay, now I'm getting all these random glue on my project, probably off my sticky fingers. Okay, so that's what the front is going to look like at the top. Okay, and then on the bottom, same thing. So just take these pieces off. Okay, and remember these are the ones on the back of the pop-up band, not the front where I accidentally first added them. Okay, and they get added just like the other one, butt up to the very bottom and butt up to that score mark. Okay, same on this side. Right there. All right, now what I'm going to do with this back piece is I'm going to take, oh perfect, couldn't have asked for a better fit than that. If I had some extra paper here on hand, I could actually even use some of the background that we're going to use on the front to cover that up, and then the designer paper, but I think I've got enough just to do it like this. So we're going to try this. So this is what's going on the back. Actually, you know what? It does have my sample. Okay, so let me show you my sample. On the sample, I did actually do that. I did use the yellow cardstock, but you know why I think I did that? Yep. It's because I had cut that paper incorrectly. So again, I was fixing a mistake. And again, like I say, there's no mistakes in crafting. You just have to figure out how to modify them. Like somebody I know calls them creative opportunities. So we're gonna use this piece to cover up my mistake on the back. This piece measures 3/4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to put that right there. Perfect. Actually, I think I'm going to put a little glue in the center here. Help hold that in place. And then right down there. Okay, so voila. Nobody will ever know that I made a mistake there. Well, except you guys, but I know my secret's safe with you. So we are just going to do the same on the other side. Just get this sticky strip backing off, or not sticky strip, excuse me, tear and tape backing off. We used to carry a product very similar to this called sticky strips. Every once in a while I call it by the wrong name. Okay, and then a little more glue in the center there. And down. Oh, come on. I want it over just a tiny bit more, but it is, tear and tape is unforgiving. There we go. All right. Okay, like it there. Okay, and then we're also going to put this on the back. And this is where your sentiment will go, whatever you wish to write or stamp. Put that right there in the center. Pretty good. And then I'm going to go ahead and add mine, but if you like to, stamp yours first before you add it, just in case you make a mistake, then You know, you don't have to rip your card apart trying to fix it, but I often use an erasable pen when I'm doing my messages, and I think we're going to actually turn this around. For some reason that doesn't look exactly straight that way, and that's better. Okay, there's your back, there's your front. Alright, next I've got a piece of, oh, thought I had it in there, oh here it is. I have a piece of window sheet. Some people call them adhesive sheet, or no, not adhesive sheet, window sheets, clear sheets. We call, in Stampin' Up, they're called window sheets. And then I'm going to take again some tear and tape. I'm going to put one piece at the bottom. You want this to stay pretty close to the bottom as much as you can, and the top. And if at all possible, try to keep your fingers off of the acetate or window sheet, because it will leave fingerprints, and it's not very attractive when that happens. Okay, so let me release that tape backing. Peel. I'm just going to peel, well, I can peel both of them. You might want to do this one at a time, but I feel pretty confident I can do both. You can also see where I just got a nice big fat fingerprint on there. But we're good. Okay. Then I'm going to take that, so the sticky side is up facing the ceiling, and I'm going to stick that right under the edge of the top of that pop-up band. Okay, and then the bottom, just slip that under there and make sure it looks straight, and then just close it. Okay. Now, I think this is the magic part. So, which is adding the sentiment on the front. It just sort of looks like it's floating. I just think that's pretty cool. All right, I'm using Old Olive. And I don't have the right block in here. Okay, I'm going to take this and put it on my block. Oh, that one's not quite big enough. Let's try this one. This one needs a cleaning job. Okay, add it like so. Now, with stamps that are this big, what I like to do often is to put my rubber, or in this case photopolymer, down on my surface and then ink it up this way. I just think that makes a better coverage, easier to see. Then I'm just going to put it right on my paper, and I'm going to use this die cut. Now, being that these are both pretty small, I mean, not wide, I guess what I want to say, I'm going to cut these both at the same time. So let's do this one. This one says, okay, so it's going to say, wishing you a happy birthday. But what I love about this stamp set is its versatility. So it can be wishing you were here, wishing you all the best, wishing you a happy birthday, wishing you lots of love, and wishing you well. Isn't that cute? I love that. And I love they've got a lot of two-step stamping images in here. And so I think this is going to be a lot of fun to play with. I'm already having fun playing with it because I had a really good time making this card. It was just something I saw that I thought was very different. You can also make it in, so the one I've done is in landscape. But you can also make this same design in vertical. So there's a lot of possibilities with this one. Okay, I'm going to kind of go this way because I want to make sure let's see, where's the die cut for this? I want to make sure I get this all in. Okay, no, so I'm going to go straight across this way. Okay. Close this up because you know what happens when you don't, right? And I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss. Okay, and what I have here, this is my mini cut and emboss. I love it. It's so handy to have, especially in my room where I'm doing videos. I do tend to use my bigger one when I'm doing classes and in my stamp studio. However, this one works nice that way too, because if there's little ones like this one is today, I don't need to get out my big one. I can just use my mini, so that's great as well. So what I'm doing here is I'm using plate number 1, plate number 2, then my paper. Oh, it's a little big. Hold on, let me trim that down just a bit because I still think it'll fit. Let's see here. Okay, yep, it will. All right, and then my die cuts on top. Now, because these are rather skinny, I'm going to use a little bit of tape to kind of keep them in place so they don't move around on me. And so get them lined up where I want them. That one's good. And then, actually, I'm just going to put this right down there. Oops, it moved. Right there. And then my other one. So a little hint with this one. There is a kind of like a line coming off the back of this one called where it says wishing. I'm looking at that to line this up, and then I'm also looking at the I in wishing, and I think I've got it. Adjust that one just a little bit. Oh no, that one moved. Okay, I might need 2 pieces of masking, or it's not masking tape. I call it masking tape, but it's not. It's more like a washi tape. I don't know where I bought it, or I would share. Okay, and then the final step is another additional plate number 2. When you put these in your mini cut and emboss machine, you don't want to layer them right on top of each other. You kind of want to stagger them a bit, okay, and then run them through the machine. Oh, I know why that was difficult. So, a little tip I can also give you when you're using, especially the mini, if you put a die cut in that's straight across like this rather than an angle, it's going to make some cracking and popping noises, and it's okay, but it's a lot easier if you have that piece at an angle rather than hitting the cutting plates straight like I did. So just a little tip for you there. All right, then we're just going to pull this out. Kind of stuck in here. Bear with me. And it will come out. All right. Voila. Okay, I moved this. I want this though. There we go. Move this back out of the way. Bring these in. Now this I found a little tiny bit challenging in that when I went to add glue dots, I had to be kind of careful as to where I placed them on the back. And so with this one I thought I might try just some glue. Now keeping in mind you can only add that glue to the part that's going to stick to the adhesive sheet. So I'm seeing like between the S, top part of the S, the top part of the N is the only place I want glue to be. And you'd want to use this sparingly because you don't want it to leak out on your window sheet. And the top part of the N, so that would be right there. Okay, I'm going to push this flat so you can sort of see it better, and then right down on the window sheet. Make sure I've got that straight. I think I do. And then again with the actually you want this on the front like that. Okay, and then again with the happy birthday, I just want the happy birthday to be with the A and the R. So between the A, let me make sure I've got that in the center. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Okay, so the A and the T. So A and T. A and T. Just have my phone with A, T, and T. Okay, and then I'm going to place that right there. Press down. Voila. Okay, and then one last little embellishment are these new tiny little bee trinkets. Look at these. Are these not cute? And so I'm just going to add one. Now again, I'd probably add this with a glue dot. However, I don't see my pack of glue dots in here. Oh wait, here's some. Take that back, I found some. Alright, and you might have to squeeze the glue dot a little bit on this bee because it's so tiny. Just squeeze it to fit the back. And make sure it's not poking out anywhere. And then just pop it wherever you think you'd like it. I think I want mine. Again, try to keep your fingers off of the acetate. There we go. Okay, so wasn't that pretty easy considering, like, don't you think it looks like a difficult card, but it actually seems to be pretty simple when you start to put it together. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than that, but I was really happy with how simple it was. The hardest part I thought was getting all the cuts straight, but I sort of managed to do that all right. Let's zoom in here a bit. Okay, might help. There we go. And then your stand-up would be like so, which I know you can't see on the camera, but it's pretty. You have to trust me. So anyway, that is Delightful Wishes Bandstand Card Vertical Orientation, and actually called Floating Vertical Bandstand Pop-Up Card. How's that for a name? But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll try it, and I hope you'll try it with some different designer series papers. That's what I want to do. I just want to experiment a little and see what else I could make with it, because I just really think it's cute. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, that you might like it if you're on my YouTube channel, and or on my Facebook even. You can still like it there as well. Leave me a comment. Subscribe. I would love you to subscribe and come back and visit me again sometime in the very near future. So, and check out my other videos. I would hope that you see something that you like and that you might want to try. So until next time, take time to stamp. It's good for the soul. Okay, I'm going to bring in a piece of basic white cardstock that measures 4 5/8 by 3 1/2. I'm going to bring in my corner sentiment that says wishing you an amazing day, and I'm actually going to emboss this card. So I'm going to put a little bit of my embossing buddy in that corner. I'm going to stamp. Then I'm going to take my Versamark pad, which is a clear sticky ink. I'm just going to ink that up. And put that down. I have my pad in here with me. I do not. Okay, I'm just going to lay that right in that corner. Press down. And then I'm going to bring in my gold embossing powder and sprinkle that over that sentiment in the corner. That one doesn't want to stay. I don't know if I got enough ink on that little spot. Okay, that's better. And I think I got a little too much somehow on the W. Normally what I would do is I'd have a little tiny brush, paintbrush, that I don't have handy, and I would just kind of brush that off. But I'm just going to try doing that a little bit. It's a little thicker than what I would like, but yeah, I'm going to put you on hold just a minute and go get a brush. Be right back. Okay, I think I fixed it, but I want to tell you something that I noticed. So I actually went back and tried to stamp it again because my paintbrush wasn't quite as thin as I wanted it, so I was having trouble just getting off the little bits that I wanted. So I stamped it again, and I noticed that the W kind of did the same thing. The reason I'm telling you that is because I do want to say this. Every once in a while, I will get a stamp, and you may also have had this experience where it just doesn't stamp quite right. If that happens to you, Stampin' Up! Does warranty their products for up to 90 days, and even sometimes, based on what the problem is, they may even warranty it longer. So when you get your product, try it out. Make sure that it works the way you want it. Don't let it sit on your shelves and then 90 days go by, and then you go, oh, I forgot about that. I want to play with that a bit and get it out, and something isn't quite right with it. Still let me know, or your demonstrator, if I'm not your demonstrator, but I would love to be. Then we can contact Stampin' Up! For you, or you can actually contact them direct and get that product replaced. So one of the things I've worked with Stampin' Up! For over 20 years now. One of the things I highly, highly, highly brag about all the time with them is their customer support, their customer service. It's excellent, and I've never ever had a bad experience when dealing with them. So just know that. Okay, so I've got my heat tool now. This is going to make kind of a bit of noise, but hopefully I can mute it when I'm actually editing the video. But I'm just going to take this and turn it on. It will be noisy, but I want you to see the process that I'm going to do here because it's so cool. If you've never seen embossing before, you're going to love this. So I'm going to heat this powder up until it's shiny, and then it'll be transformed into something that won't brush off. Right now this is just powder, so if I were to take my finger and go across it would just brush right off. But once I heat it, it turns to enamel, or I guess it's enamel, something like that anyway, it looks like enamel. Then it will be permanent and will not brush off. So let's watch and see what happens. Okay, you can see it's starting to turn. It'll turn from like a dusty gray color to a beautiful bright gold. Hopefully you can see that on the video. This actually is what convinced me I wanted to be a demonstrator. When I very first saw this technique, I just thought this was the coolest thing ever. Okay, so that W didn't come out too bad. Looks pretty good actually. But like I said, if you ever get something that just isn't working just right for you, by all means, contact your demonstrator or contact Stampin' Up! Direct. I think I was going to give you their number, but it's on the back of any catalog. I want to say it's 877 Stamp Up. I'm not sure about the 877. I think that's right. Okay, so now we have our embossed feature. And then I want to take this, I want to use some dimensionals to pop this up. Can use that. Oh, no I can't. Okay. Add some dimensionals. Actually, let me zoom back out so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm just adding some dimensionals to the back of this die cut that comes in your design, right with your designer series paper. It's not a separate product. I think that'll probably do it okay. And just get the backs off of these. And you could actually add like a little strip down there at the bottom. I might just do that just in case you've never thought of this, but I'm sure you probably have, but it's my job to be informative, so I'm just going to take these two little pieces right there. I think they'll fit. If not, I can cut them down further. No, they'll fit. And I'm just, well, actually, yeah, they'll barely fit. Cut the little tip off of that one and we'll be good to go. There. Okay, and then take the backing off of that one. There. Oh, got a couple more I didn't do. Okay, that should do it. All right, then I'm just going to add that right to the middle, or should I put it over to the edge? I kind of like it right in the middle. And then just going to add it. Actually, you know what? I think I might like just trim a little tiny bit. No, I'm going to leave it. That's what you call creating on the fly. Now you could do a couple things with this as I'm looking at it. I'm like thinking, if you wanted like another layer of color around this white piece, my suggestion would be to sponge it. That's sort of my go-to technique when I don't have a lot of space to possibly add another layer of cardstock. But if you wanted to, you could maybe take another piece of pumpkin pie and just a super thin layer, like, well, let's fake it here. Let's see, maybe down on this side might be a better way to show it. Oh, on the back, that'll be a perfect way to show it. Okay, like right here. Like maybe just a really teeny margin, like so, like maybe a 1/16 of an inch even, to add some color around that element. Or as I said, you could just simply sponge it in pumpkin pie ink. And then again, you could raise this layer up on another, like on more dimensionals if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that only because I try to be really careful about adding a lot of dimension to my cards, because then guess what? Take it to the post office, they want to charge you extra, as you all probably are familiar with. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to actually put this right on the card. Is it going to be stubborn and be clogged up? Maybe. Oh, here it comes. Okay. Yeah, there's a little piece there that's kind of clogging up the system. Put that out of the way if I can get it off my fingers. All right. And then I'm just going to add that right to the card front. I think I got that straight. Looks pretty good. Press that down and voila. Look how easy that was. And I mean, in my opinion, I think it's really cute. Now I'm noticing this little corner right there didn't get glued down very good, so I'll show you a little trick that I've shown people several times. Take a little piece of paper, a little scrap paper, put a little glue on it, slide it under the corner, and voila, all fixed. Might be another little piece right there. Okay. All right, you like that one? I do. I like it. And to be honest, I'm not a real fan of die cuts. I mean, printed die cuts, but this pack was really pretty and I really did enjoy playing with it. So let me show you some of the other cards that I did make with this. Now I've got plastic sleeves on all of them, so hopefully the light won't be too big of a problem. So I get well. Now I did take this tag and I actually cut that top piece off. Let's see if I can find one handy real quick. Show you what I mean. Okay, so this piece across the top, you can see I've used this, but I cut that off so it didn't look like a tag, and just used it that way. And then this I actually fussy cut out of what I was telling you was my favorite cardstock in that pack. I fussy cut those two cakes, and then this is just a mix of a lot of the different elements in that pack. When I saw that birthday cupcake, it just dawned on me that I was going to put this one in the center of this card, in the inside, but I also want to put like a white layer in here before I do that. So I'm going to do that off camera, but just so you know, you can also decorate the inside of your cards with these little die cuts. And so those two are two of the ones that I've made. And then, let me get you a few more. I've got several more actually. Here's another one. Again, that's a tag with the top piece cut off. You can see that with the reflection. Hopefully you can. This is one of my favorites. And with this one, I can't really say I did anything special. I did use some different die cuts, or a die cut actually to go behind here. You can see that. I think it will. I think that came out of the designer tags die set. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that one, please. Then there is this one. So I did this one with. I'll grab that real quick. With that die cut, or that pre-printed page, and then I just added a few embellishments, and I added the happy birthday just by coordinating the colors and using the should have got the name of that one. It is a die set. It is current as of today anyway, but I'll add it to the video. When I do the video, I'll add the name there. And then I did this one. Now this is using one of the bigger dies, so there's several big ones like this size that you can use. And so I used the big floral piece, made a get well soon card out of that one because I just thought that was nice and cheery. And then I also, this is probably my favorite, this is called a bandstand, I think floating, no, not floating, a bandstand horizontal pop-up card. I did a video earlier where I showed how to make a floating vertical bandstand pop-up card. that eliminates this white circle, and instead there is a window sheet in this area. So when you put, oh, actually I've got that card, hold on. Because I just made this video earlier. So this is the vertical option, this being the horizontal, and this one having the window sheet. So I think you can see that. So just attach your sentiment or your element to that window sheet, and then it makes it what they call floating. So this also is made from the set that I just did. That's so you get 2 of these elements in your kit. You get 2 of each of the elements in your kit, and so that's what I did with the other one. So I hope you like this video. I really enjoyed this paper, even though, like I said, I'm not a big fan of pre-printed die cuts, or what they call nowadays called ephemera. But maybe this kit changed my mind. Or not kit, it's just a pack of designer series paper. I'm thinking it might have changed my mind, because this was a lot of fun to play with, and I thought the cards turned out really pretty. So Wildflower Birthday was the name of it. Let me see if I can get some of these cards back out here for you. Let me zoom out first. That would help, wouldn't it? There we go. And bring this down a bit, and there's a few of them. There we go, another one. So let's see, these 2 have the exact same design on the back, the triangles, as well as this one actually. And then another one, there's this one, there's this one. So there's a lot, as you can see. But I hope you enjoyed making this one with me today. And I hope that you might get that pack of designer series paper and try your hand at it. And I'd love to see what you make. And so send me a picture in the comments or email me, and show me what some of your ideas were. And actually, I didn't go into this too much, but before I say goodbye, it also comes, the bundle comes with these different dies in them as well. So not only do you have the stamps from the corners, but you also have some die cuts that are corners, this one as well. This one and this one together, the circle and the starburst, make a really cute sunshine. Obviously hearts, we can always use those. And this one does, this one actually, I did a video using this one, so look for this one on my channel. It's actually cuts out, how do I even explain that? It cuts it out so that you can put like a paper behind it, and the flower would actually be, maybe if I do it this way, there. No, that doesn't show it. But anyway, watch my video because it's in there, and I think you'll like it. It's a purple card, and did it like maybe a week or so ago. So check out my channel. Come back and visit me often. I love having you, and I definitely would love to have your comments, especially if they're positive. You know, obviously the negative ones are kind of like, I kind of cringe at those when I get one. But thankfully I don't get them too often. So subscribe to my channel. Come and check it out for yourself. And until then, take time to stamp. It's good for the soul.